what kind of milk? And then I'm like, what the fuck? I just made your coffee and you can't even. So I'll start keeping score. And, I have to work at not doing that in relationships. And then I'm like, okay, in order to be in a relationship, I have to work on these parts of myself. And it's just, it's a job.
That's a boundary I had to set for myself. For a couple of years, I was the one cleaning the human feces off his Prius. Off his face.
Why did you date Amber Heard? Why was it on your Prius?
He would have a lot of accidents.
All right.
And I was always
It's
like,
fine.
let me clean it up. Let me, clean everything from the car seat to the underwear to like, I don't want you to feel shame. You had an accident. Like,
I do.
clean it up.
Why are you shitting in a Prius?
He didn't have a lot of choices back then, but
I have a loose asshole. What the fuck do you want?
He has a really loose asshole. But
by the way, I have 2 women in my life that work with me that shit their pants like all the time.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm
too.
that guy. All right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, I'm just trying to help understand.
Yeah.
For the people, because it's the one body.
I don't have a lot of muscles on my body, and my asshole's the same way.
Got it.
Yeah, the muscle around my asshole is weak.
But do you have any heads up, or it's just like it just
sometimes it just
comes
9/11.
yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what's coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe that's a bad reference.
maybe.
Maybe like Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Same plane. Forget that one. Let's do one. Not a plane.
Is there anything else?
Yeah. No.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. And my point is
Exxon Valdez leak.
Oh, that's a good. That's a deep
that's
cut.
very good.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut. Yeah. Yeah, but basically, it's like, oh, it's happening now. It's not like 8 hours before. It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
In 8 hours. No, it's not like that. You never shit in your pants.
This is very odd.
You've never shit in your pants.
I've done a lot of crazy shit. I've never shit my pants as an adult. Wow. I know. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. Have you?
Once, yes.
In your life, your whole life.
Yeah, and it came without warning. It was at the Vermont Canyon tennis courts, and it was just, and it wasn't even diarrhea.
But have you eaten something? Like, is there a common denominator?
It was a rogue. You know how they have rogue waves? This was like a rogue turd that just fell out from the sky with no warning, and all of a sudden I felt a little pressure, like a weight in my underwear, and I was like, "What is that?" So I went to the bathroom, and there was just this like pellet.
Oh God.
And I'm like, where did that come from? And I didn't have any stomach ache, nothing.
You know, my thing, I think for the longest time I had such weird eating disorders. I think I was always more constipated. I had the opposite. I wouldn't shit for like 4 days.
That's worse to me.
A pellet is not shitting in your pants.
It's not. It's not.
I get pellets every day.
Really?
So I shit on my pants every day?
Yeah.
Are you eating enough?
What's fiber? What is it? What's a fiber?
Can you please?
a fiber?
That is already my favorite GIF I've ever seen. Like, I just want to go on the iPhone and just, what's fiber?
What is it? What is
Such
it?
a brat.
I don't know what it is.
I want you to guess.
By the way,
Guess.
no, yes, you do.
You eat it a lot.
I honestly don't.
What's
don't know what
fiber?
fiber
Because in Stardew Valley, in my video game, fiber is the little weeds that you chop.
Oh, that is true. It
Yeah,
is-
right?
yeah.
Isn't it called fiber?
Yeah.
So is that what fiber is?
Yeah.
The weeds?
Probably. Everything, certain things have fibers, and fiber isn't something you grow in a fiber plant.
Does wheat have fiber?
Most things have fiber.
Yeah, you need fiber
Protein.
for a plant to stand up. The fiber is what holds it up. But yeah, it's what
Meats don't have fiber.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So vegetables.
it's something that is going to sort of have a
Bind.
texture enough that's going to
Bulk and
Yeah.
create your poop.
make something more stiff. It's like holds it together so that your shit's
Here,
not
do
just.
you eat any of this stuff, Bobby?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you eat
Whole wheat pasta.
That's not true. This
No.
is like
Barley.
a pasta company.
Yeah.
sponsored
Chickpeas.
This pasta's not a good source of fiber.
edamame. I've had that
Big
before.
bloater.
Lentils and split peas.
This actually is not even
Berries,
There's a lot of trigger foods for me.
pears.
Okay,
artichoke-
no,
okay.
this is madness.
Yes, I've had fibers.
Fiber is just like brands.
Got it.
Have
Got
you
it.
had like Raisin Bran or like grape nuts or dude, eat a bowl of grape nuts. It'll change your life. You will
binds?
take the shit. Have you ever taken aloe pills?
No.
Take one aloe pill if you're constipated.
So grape nuts is cereal. If I get the cereal, will it bind my poo?
You will never shit your pants again.
I'm gonna have fucking grape nuts.
No, I love gross cereals that people think are gross because the feeling of shitting after having I don't like the Raisin Bran with all the sugar and the raisins. I don't like raisins in my salad or in my cereal or anything. But you will. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I think when I eat a lot of ice cream and I'm lactose intolerant.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think stuff like that,
Sure,
decisions
sure,
like
sure.
that, I think it fucked me up.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go to great. And now that I know what fiber is, right? And now that I know, please don't shame me.
I'm not shaming
I'm
you.
just learning things as I go along.
Okay.
You know, and also people on the internet, people always go, "You're a man child. You know these things. Or you should know all these things." Like when I couldn't tell the time with the hands, right? It's just that I just, I wasn't bothered to learn it yet.
Yeah, or the science changes, or the history. Everything we learned in history class just isn't true. Yeah. Everything that we learn, you learn something and you're this know-it-all about something, and you start living your life based on soy milk is the best thing in the world for you, acai berries, and then they're like soy milk has lecithin and hormones and you should
give you bitch tits. Yeah.
As soon as I say fiber is good for you, because that's what I was told, I'm sure in 5 years they'll be like, it causes cancer. It's better to shake your pants. And
I
traffic.
actually think that I have to be, because I have colitis. I have to be very careful with certain fibers and things that are normally what people say are good food, like broccoli.
Can you not have seeds?
I don't. Seeds do
no
not.
seeds.
So
why?
They're very, very. It's very rough on my
They're hard to digest.
stomach. Yeah. So certain foods, even broccoli fucks me up. Like foods that are deemed healthy, fuck me up. Make my I shit blood. So,
You shit blood.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Manscaped.
So what works for you may not work for the next person.
I also learned this from Neil Brennan. I'd heard it before, but Neil, you've seen when Neil drinks water, he kind of.
Yeah.
You've seen him do that. He kind of
yeah.
chews his water. You're supposed to kind of chew your water, so to give your body a heads up that you're about to eat something, so it can make the enzymes to digest.
Whoa, wait, stop. So what you're saying to me is this: Neil Brennan has a glass of water. He's about to fucking chomp down on. Gargle, right? So he'll go first and then put it in his mouth?
He'll just drink it and go and swallow
Swish it and then swallow.
And so that little motion tells your stomach friends, get ready, they're coming.
Because you have a lot of
it's like a telephone.
you have a lot of digestive enzymes in your mouth. Your mouth is part of your digestive system, and it actually breaks down a lot more than you think. It doesn't just happen in
And
the
most of us
stomach.
do not chew enough.
Right.
We're supposed to chew. I mean, it's like I'm eating in the car. I'm deep throating a fucking salmon from Bristol Farms as I'm driving, and I'm like, why does my stomach hurt? Because I did chew. So it's like we're supposed to chew our food more. And when you drink your first drink of water before you eat, you're supposed to just it signals to your stomach to make more enzymes to digest.
I just thought of something.
It's like dry. It's like raw dog. It's like dry fucking someone that's not lubed up yet.
Yeah.
That was a horror. That was. I've never asked anyone to cut anything.
We're not cutting that out.
Can we please?
So this is a serious thing then, because I I have teeth missing.
Yeah.
I want to be real with you, bro.
I mean, Steve-O was being real about you before you got in there.
Yeah. Well, let's be real with each other, dude. Let's get it all out there, man.
Hey, do your thing, bro.
I'll do what I do. You do what you do, man. You want to start?
Five, four,
Three,
two.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the what's it called? Tiger Belly. Fuck, man. I'm your captain, Bobo, aka the King, Slept King, baby. What's up? I sucked a couple of dicks. Oh, shit. I shouldn't open that way. Fuck. But more pussy.
There we go.
Way more pussy, dude.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Like thousands.
Wow.
10. Only 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce people in the room. George, my God. You guys, so on Instagram, somebody just direct messaged me.
Yeah.
I will not continue to listen to your podcasting because you bully people around you. You bully Santino. You bully all the people. And Tiger Belly, you're just a bad guy. You're 50 and you behave this way. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So, that really struck home with me. And I went, oh, fuck. I got to change. Because this guy,
All for him.
all for him. He knows.
For him. Yeah.
So I'm going to be different, and I'm going to give people compliments and be nice.
Let's start
George,
today.
God damn it, dude. For a white dude, people are the best. And you represent your fucking people. You're the highest quality.
Wow.
You're the highest quality, aside from Schindler and Tom Hanks. Schindler from Schindler's List.
True.
Great man. You're up there in the top somewhere, million. Of all white people, that's a lot. You're great. Gilbert, your face isn't that flat. If you look sideways, you can still, you still see the nose part.
Okay.
And so I've been ripping you apart, how you have a flat fucking totem-like face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I call you pan-face, gook, whatever I might call you.
Yeah.
Right? I apologize. You're a human being, dude, and you have a three-dimensional face. Congratulations.
Thank you
You're
so
a
much.
good guy.
You've graduated.
Sweetie,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
That's it.
That's it.
You don't want to hear the things that he
so
said.
I say good things to her all the time.
Yeah, he
all right?
doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've had a 3D face for a very long time.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
good.
It's a little three-dimensional for me. No, I'm kidding. It's great. It's great. It's great.
Too many peaks and valleys.
It's a great fucking face. And this is a really. I'm glad he direct messaged me because the guest that we have today is the perfect guy to just have this topic around. Because I have to say this, many years ago, I saw this dude, and I didn't trust him. I was scared of him. You know what I mean? Because I was a huge fan of Jackass.
Yeah.
You know, I was a huge fan of what they did as a unit. But this dude was like a walking meth scab. I mean, I was.
Scab.
I was, bro. He'd be around. I'd be like, I gotta walk the other way. I mean, anything could happen.
Okay.
Right. I remember seeing them at the Mint. They were at the Mint, and they were doing a Jackass live thing. I think Wee Man was there. You were there, right? And they were stapling their fucking nutsacks to their thighs. I left 10 minutes into it. I thought it was some sort of demonology convention. Demonology convention.
Yeah.
I was so scared, right? But I have to say this, and listen to me right now. And this is the truth. And I'm not gonna mince words here. This is not funny. This is real. Okay? So, I had been sober since I was 17 years old, right? And and then I relapsed. Everyone knows my story. When I was 31 or 32, then I stayed sober for another 17 years. And I think when you're sober for a very long time, in your head, you start kind of going, is it real? Does 12-step groups work? You know what I mean? Am I a part of a cult? What is going on here? Am I, And I have to say, you said I could say whatever I want to, but, you and I did I don't want to bring this up because it's a little embarrassing for you, but you and I did a.
Okay.
You and I did a, I think we were in Vegas. Do you remember that? Okay. All right. Well, you know what? So that you can talk, I'm just going to say your name so you can talk. Right. Steve-O, give him a round of applause. Steve-O, all right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do, man.
Yeah.
I was a pile. I remember it was a video game awards.
Yeah.
Was it?
Something like that.
There's some award show
Yeah.
in Vegas. And as with the award shows, you've got the rehearsal.
Right.
They run through it. And I showed up to this rehearsal, and they just kicked me out. It was you and I were supposed to present an award together. So it was you and I together, shoulder to shoulder on the stage.
Yeah.
And I was just in a state. I was drunk. I hadn't slept for maybe days. I was utterly intoxicated, and I don't even know on how many substances. And they kicked me the hell out of there. And you had
I had to do it by myself. You know that.
I'm sure that you did. I'm
Yeah.
sure that you were glad. I'm sure you were thrilled to do it by yourself after what a meth scab I was a fucking meth. That's a great way to put it. I was a real meth scab that day.
Yeah, I remember we're up there rehearsing. I think it was Samuel Jackson was hosting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You yelled something at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you yelled, "Why are you doing this? You're a movie star." You go, "You're a movie star. Why are you doing this? You're a sellout." And then all of a sudden, I see security people drags away from the stage, right? This is what I distinctly remember. It was Brian Posehn and Patton Oswalt were in the audience because they were next or whatever. And I remember looking at Brian Posehn and Patton Oswalt, and they both simultaneously went, "We're so sorry." Right? And then you left, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then I heard you were like, banned. I mean, you're probably not anymore, but you were banned from the casino, right?
Oh man, I'm sure I'm banned from plenty of casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now cut to that experience I have with him. And then, I remember I heard that Steve got sober. And, and when you hear that, you go, is that, maybe it won't work. Because
Well,
I know.
to be fair, most of the time it does not work. It's a large majority of alcoholics and addicts that never achieve long-term sobriety.
Right. They only have a 15%, this is what I heard, recovery rate or whatever.
I think it's like less, like 5.
I've heard it's more like 5.
5%.
Oh, really?
Is what I heard, yeah.
Well, I fucking highballed it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5%. So yeah, knowing that, I been around a long time in sobriety, I thought it's going to be a fleeting thing. Let's pray that he gets it. It's like a phoenix, bro. This guy transformed. He literally put so much more energy into my sobriety because in my head I'm like, dude, it does fucking work. Because to see the change within this man, you're a completely different guy. You really are. I mean, you're almost like too goody two shoes for me, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, you became a vegan, right? Are you still vegan?
No, I'm back on the fish.
Oh, you're back on the fish.
Yeah, other than fish, I haven't had any meat for over 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I think that's impossible. I would never say that.
She was taking the trash out, and she was like, and you said, hey, can I help you with that? And she called me to tell me that. She was like, is that weird? I'm like, that is weird, but also amazing.
Because I don't want to help her. Yeah,
I can't handle it. That is hilarious.
Yeah. I don't want to help her, but I want to do things against.
That's very important, Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. That's you should do what doesn't feel normal, what doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Go against it and start practicing doing things that
Like even this morning, she woke up, and normally, like, it just takes me a while to even function, right? But my thing was kiss her on the forehead.
You
Right.
did?
Yeah, I did.
Was I asleep?
You were asleep.
Okay.
But I gave you a big kiss on the forehead, and then I went back to sleep. But it's like, I didn't want to do that.
Gross.
Gross.
I can see him really trying. Like usually when he does not like being touched at all when he
it.
wedges the pillow. There's this big pillow between us.
All right. Sorry, my language comes out, right? Dang, dang, dong. Listen, that fucking pillow isn't a wedge between us, all right? I'm like a koala when I sleep, right?
Koala me.
that was
Yeah.
hysterical.
Right. Right.
It hurt good.
Yeah. Whenever I walk in a room, that sound fucking happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for me, it's like now I'm trying to put the pillow on the other side, so you don't get the impression that you think it's a barrier, but it was never a barrier. It's just I like to just do this. You know
Well,
what I mean?
what about when I accidentally graze up on you and you hiss?
It's not that. I'm gonna say it's not a hiss. I go. "Arr."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's worse. It's a growl.
Yeah.
Growl.
Yeah. So I have that thing where obsessive compulsive.
Yeah.
Right. So you and I have seen stuff on the iPad, right? And then when you hit me with this arm, I have to go do this and do this 3 times, right? So before, whenever you would graze upon me, my instinct would be to go and do it with this leg too. It's crazy.
But
I have a thing with threes. I don't.
Yeah,
judge
it's
that.
crazy.
But then now I have a thing with threes because I'm so fucking codependent. So now if I touch him, knowing that it'll set him off, I now touch him in threes.
No,
Yeah.
I by the way, so does my wife. So
Really?
if she our entire relationship, when she would kiss me on the cheek goodbye, she'll kiss me 2 more times because she knows it has to be 3.
Yeah.
That's not codependent. That's
Okay.
just being considerate.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
But
That's not codependent.
But let's talk about that. Why do we have that?
I don't. I just think it's I think a lot of people have that. I don't think it's like a major thing. I don't really overanalyze that.
Right. But it is. But
I really don't.
when I do it, it's because if I don't do it, I feel like something bad's
Me
gonna
too.
happen. So that's weird.
No, well, it is. It's superstitious.
Yeah, it's
I think I'm
superstitious.
gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think something bad's gonna happen. But I have to like take 3 pieces of toilet paper.
What do you mean?
Or I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to cut it into 3 pieces. Like I have to do like certain things have to be in 3s.
Yeah. If
It's
I
crazy.
that's why I don't wave to people.
Why?
Because I have to wave with both hands. So I have to do this.
You have to go like
No. What I do is this. Yeah. It's better than this. All right. Yeah. So I have to go, hey.
that looks
Do the
like
movie
something's
theater
wrong.
thing.
And the movie theater, so I don't turn around in the movie theater because I have to turn around 2 times. So this is what you see if I turn around, right? Oh, sorry.
Fucking hair, dude.
Right? So it's like, it's
All
crazy.
of these things look like you have a problem. They're not good.
I know they're not good, right? So, but what I'm been doing now is not doing it.
Well, that's good.
But I
Well, how do you just stop doing it?
just go wait a moment. So here's what I'll do.
Meds.
Well,
I'm on little meds.
Well, I am too, but I'm surprised you were just able to stop doing it.
Right, I still think bad things are happening. So I literally, because yesterday I got a new car, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like I was upstairs and I touched the doorknob.
Oof.
So I touched it one time and I go, just do it one time. And then when my new car came up, there was smoke coming out of the engine. Right? So
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
that's
bad.
because I didn't do the fucking thing.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's hard. I know.
But this is what I'm stopping doing. Is that right? I'm going to stop doing this. Is that better?
That was good.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I like you.
Thanks.
You're not an uppity Filipino.
I'm
Normal one.
there we go.
So you're not. You're uppity. But anyway, what I've been doing is if something bad happens early in the morning, immediately I go, this whole day is fucked.
Yeah.
Right? And then I just somehow manifest bad things happening, or I perceive things as bad. So what I've been trying to do now is if something bad happens in the morning, just reset and go, that's not going to dictate the rest of the day.
Good.
And it seems to have been working, kind of.
You can also just like get on your knees and pray.
Yeah.
You don't have to get on your knees, but just say, God, please help me turn, or higher power, or
Yeah.
whatever, piece of bread. It doesn't have to be anything, whatever. Just help me, please help me turn this day around. Energy out there, whatever it is.
I find, though, going through the motions of getting on your hands and knees is different than doing it in my car.
It is
Yeah.
different.
I feel like it's not more real, but
It
just-
is.
It,
for
it
me.
yeah, I feel feels more real and more of a commitment almost.
It is. I
Right.
just didn't know if you wanted to do that.
No,
but
I
for
do
me-
that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, in fact I'll do it for like a Norman Rockwell painting where I'll do it by the side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like that with those little white kids doing it? You know what I mean?
Please give me a red bite.
You know? Or whatever they like.
Make the apple pie moist and delicious.
You know what I mean? But for me, it's like, you know what I mean?
Let me get that Netflix show.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let me not
Yeah.
bomb tonight, or whatever it might
Yeah.
be. You know what I mean?
Let me not bond.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's weird. Now, what is your belief system when it comes to God?
Oh, I've always believed in a higher power.
Yeah.
I'm very connected, thank God. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I do believe in God.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But I've been like protected my whole life. I should be dead. I mean, seriously, I've like driven drunk, the whole time I've been using my whole life. Like, there's been so many times like I shouldn't be here. And I see signs constantly. There's just been too many coincidences, too many times that things have come together, that people have shown up, that I've thought of something, and then there's someone standing there, or people have been connected. It's insane. It's totally insane.
But you have to be able to be
I
be
do.
open to see it.
I have been open a
Yeah.
lot. The more I'm aware of it and I open myself up to it, the more things I see, of course.
Yeah.
The more I'm closed off to it, I don't see anything.
Can I tell you my biggest God shot?
Yeah. Yeah. I love these stories.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being totally serious.
and now-
I love them.
Now, I tell normal people this story.
Yeah.
And people go, that was just a coincidence.
No,
right?
I love this. Is
Right,
my
but I
favorite
tell
thing.
people in 12-step groups the story, and
Yeah.
they go, oh,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? So I got sober originally when I was 17. And when I was 17, I was really into 12 steps because my parents are, you know what I mean? Pan-faced, beautiful people. You know what I mean?
Pan-faced, beautiful people.
You know what I mean?
Pan face.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful
You've
people.
changed.
Right. Yeah, I usually say gook, but I won't. You know what I mean?
But you did.
They're pan-faced, beautiful people, right? And they're just like, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what I mean? And I never learned anything from them. You don't learn. So when I first got sober, I learned how to live in the moment. I learned how to like set boundaries or whatever you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I learned life through. But then when I was 30, I relapsed, but the last 7 years before that, I never went to a single meeting, so I lost all my numbers and whatnot, right? And I also moved to LA. I got sober in San Diego, so, and I relapsed, and I was heavy into opiates, and I was going through really bad withdrawals, and my manager goes, "There's a wheatgrass farm in San Diego. I want to go through it, so maybe you can get sober there." I go, "But it's not a 12-step
A
thing."
wheatgrass farm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I showed up, and they do wheatgrass colonics, and I literally woke up in a bathroom at this place with a tube in my asshole, green wheatgrass all over the fucking floor. It was weird. And I'm like, there's no 12-step nothing, right? And all they feed you is like seeds. Like it's one of those, there's no meat. It's
So fucked up.
just seeds and
I know this
wheatgrass
sounds
and carrot juice.
So
Unreal.
unhealthy.
It was so terrible, right? So one night I go to my manager, and she's like sitting by the pool, drinking a wheatgrass thing, right? And I'm like shaking. you
I'm
know?
like, I feel sick even just listening to this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
My stomach is.
And I'm going, I can't eat this food anymore, man. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you know, it's healthy, and you're losing weight.
losing weight.
yeah. I'm dying. You know what I mean? So I go, give me fucking $20, right? Because I know you have some cash, and I'm gonna escape, right? So I climbed over this wall,
Escape the.
and I ran through
A
this
wall.
forest.
Wait, there were AWOL risks in this wheatgrass farm?
No, it was like there was this. I
think
didn't want
you could
anyone.
just walk out the front door.
No, but the best way to get to where I
I
was.
feel like you have camouflage on and you're like covered in
Yeah.
wheatgrass.
But the Vons and there was a Vons grocery store and an In and Out, right?
Oh.
Over this wall down this forest. So I just climbed this
This
little wall. It's
sounds-
not like fucking Mission Impossible where I'm like have a fucking thing, all right? I'm just hopping over a wall. All right? So calm down, guys.
Like the
Yeah.
like the
So it's like
village.
1 a.m. It was a 24-hour Vons. I go, you know what? I want an apple. I don't know why. So I went to the apple section at this Vons, and I get a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and there's this guy named Will. Now, when I was 17 years old.
Yeah, this is crazy. I know
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
was 17 years old, this guy was my sponsor.
that's crazy.
My first sponsor before Dan. And I go, what the fuck? And he goes, what the fuck? And he goes, I go, what are you doing here? And he goes, I don't know. I was speaking at a meeting in Arizona. I was driving down the 8, and something told me to come here. And I go,
Did he want an apple too?
no, he was just walking the Vons. He wanted to get a bottle of water. I don't know what it was, but he goes, he could have gone somewhere else, but he said, I needed to go to this Vons, right? And I go, well, and I told him my story. He goes, I have everyone's numbers from my old AA from when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
So I just frantically wrote down all these numbers, and everyone from AA in the San Diego scene would come and pick me up from this place to take me to a meeting, right? So I just ran into this guy randomly, right? And to me, that was a God shot.
Of course it was.
You know what I mean? That was like
Yeah.
weird. And now other people would be like, that's just a coincidence. And you know what I mean? But I choose not to look at it that way.
No, it's not. Well, that's not a coincidence. I know there's going to be people who are listening.
I know. I mean, that's why I'm saying it. I mean,
Of
our
course,
fans
you
are going to
have
balk
keep-
at
You
it.
have to keep saying that because, of course, there's going to be people who, and it's understandable, who are going to go, well, yeah. But I believe that too, especially when it comes to program stuff.
Yeah.
That you are put in situations with certain people where, you know, God or my higher power will put people in my life, especially when it comes to sobriety. At
Yeah.
the right times. It's happened to me a ton of times where when I need help, someone will show up in my life at the right time. It's happened to me so many times I can't even count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
apples.
Uh huh.
Why do you insist that red delicious apples are good?
Because they're the sweetest ones, and they're the most delicious.
They're not. They have that squeaky skin.
Squeaky skin.
I love
What are you talking
Honeycrisp.
about?
Yes. Yes.
I
Thank
love
Oh,
you.
you uppity fucker. What is a Honeycrisp?
They're amazing.
Honey
What are
Crisp
they
is
ca- what
my
color are they?
favorite.
Very-
A
they're
yellowish red,
Pink, orange.
pink.
They're every color.
A gala is okay.
yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
But
Pink
Red
ladies are good,
Delicious,
too.
pink, yes,
Yeah.
Red Delicious is out.
I love
sweetie.
Laxton Superbs.
What are those?
What are lax?
Laxton Superb.
Oh,
The band you were
Laxton.
in.
That's uppity. What the
Yeah. Look, is there a Laxton Superb apple?
I'll look it up.
Laxton's Superb.
Is that a really type of like a type of apple? Is that
I
what
think
you-
so. I think so. Look it up. I've never had one. I never had one, but look it up.
What is that?
I
Can
don't
I
want.
just say that that is a real apple.
Really?
Ooh, that looks crispy though.
So
Wait, so it's like half
It's a
Granny
beautiful
Smith,
one.
Yeah.
green,
it's like Barack Obama. It's mixed.
popular hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
English style variety from the late
Oh,
Victorian period.
English.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful apple.
Thank you.
I want to know interesting twist in flavor inherited from its other parent, the Wyken Pippin. Didn't
Yeah.
know that was an apple.
That's fancy.
And the reason why I know this is because I was in a band, and that's what we're called.
What did you play?
Keyboard.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It was a terrible band, but I'm getting back together with the guys. You know that?
What?
Yeah.
You guys are gonna go on
We're
tour?
talking. No, they want to go to Vegas, but I haven't seen these guys since I was 20.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Grow out your hair like you did back then.
That's the thing I'm doing right now, Jessica. Is
Your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
I was just thinking that when you were talking before. I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I grow it longer or what?
Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a fucking flying?
We're all
fuck?
gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I know. Let me ask you this: are you scared of that?
I don't think anything's going to happen in the near future, but this world is not. Things are not going very well.
I know.
I mean, I have kids, so I'm trying to be positive. But I mean, what is going on?
Yeah. I mean, with the wars, with
Yeah.
the environment,
Everything.
everything. It's,
Everything. The
yeah,
government.
the
on
government.
both sides.
Oh
I
my!
mean,
Yeah.
what
it's-
is happening?
It's chaos. We've never been here before.
Never. It's not
Yeah.
even close.
Well, it's
I-
relatable to the '60s. I think the '60s was similar.
Yeah, but I just don't know who is going to even help. But like, I feel like I'm both like, who is going to run this? No one can get along or even have a conversation. So I
Yeah,
don't
it's
even-
been more polarized as it's ever been.
right. That's where I'm the most like nervous about everything.
But can I say something to you? And I think we cannot. So when I went to the place, the trauma place, I ran, because our group, I don't know how yours work, but you go through this whole program with 8 other people going through the program.
Yeah,
It's a small group.
yeah,
So you're just around them constantly. And at first you're like, I fucking hate these people.
yeah,
And by the end of the thing, you're like, these are my best friends in the whole world.
Yeah.
But there was one guy who was not vaxxed, doesn't believe in vaccinations, or he thinks that it's probably Wuhan that did it, blaming Wuhan. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He is a Trump supporter.
yeah.
You know, he wears the "Make America Great" hat. You know, and he was the closest guy I went through with that in that program. At the end of the week, him and I were hugging, tears in our eyes, because we relate on other things, right? He has trauma, so do I. You know what I mean? We have similar traumatic experiences,
Yeah.
similar diseases almost,
Yeah.
right? And we were able to really just bond. And I just had to, in a moment, we're all the same.
Yeah, we are.
We're fighting against each other. We're all the same.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to help everything? An alien invasion from a different planet.
I agree.
What? I'm being real. You don't think so? Look at fucking Independence Day. The Palestinians and the Jews were the fighter pilots together.
Better
Nothing would
yet-
surprise. I'm not even laughing because nothing would surprise me at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if aliens showed up right now outside the door.
Yeah.
We're like, hello. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I.
I think that would if we had to fight another planet, we would have to. No one's gonna go. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a Trump guy. No one gives a fuck. We have to
That's
get
so
together
great. Yeah.
and fight this thing, and then we will find our commonality, which is humanity.
That's such a great point.
I'm being sarcastic.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know we don't. If that happened, that would be perfect.
That would
'cause
be
then
perfect.
We'd have to come together.
I think I don't think so at all.
What you think that?
It'll be split.
You think aliens will be Trump supporters too, and they'll have liberals as well?
Context to that call.
No, please.
And we definitely, I'll admit straight up, we definitely didn't handle that the way two adults should have handled that. The context behind that is I never talk about this stuff ever. Our podcast is usually fun. We don't talk about, the negative stuff that I deal with. Brian wasn't aware of the negativity that I deal with. Everybody gets stuff on Reddit. Everybody in this room, I don't know if you guys do. You guys do for sure. Yeah, I'm sure Kalila does.
We all do.
Being a woman in this space. So there's a difference between hate and then straight evil, toxic, criminal behavior. And for 6 years, I've dealt with this. Now, if you want to criticize my comedy, the podcast, so be it. That's the internet. That's what we sign up for. But when it crosses over into harassment of my family, death threats, my kids, going for sponsors, companies that I work with, my business, that's where it gets dicey. So and it would have to get so dicey to the point where my team gets notified on this, because I'm not on social media, and or sure as hell not on Reddit or any of these forums. And the reason I'm not on there, it's not because I think I'm better than social media. I don't need it. Of course I need it. I'm a comic. I'm not on it because it hurts my feelings. Because I can't handle that stuff. I don't do well with it. It was so toxic, I got out.
You're entrusting a team to report back to you. And when you hear from that team, you're receiving it as gospel. This must be accurate information that I'm receiving from them.
These guys. Yes. So this is how we get here. Good question. Yeah. So this is how we get here. So hate, I understand. There's a lot to hate on. But again, when it crosses over into criminal and this other stuff, and they get notified because a member of that group is abusing a 6-year-old child with autism, and then the Reddit moderator gets affected, and they start talking. So then they look into it. And that's how we get here. And they look into it, and they go, hey, let you know, one of the 6 accounts that has done most of the posting is associated with Tiger Belly. Now, with all the toxic hate, everything that I get, this awful stuff, I expect that from people I don't know. When I found out it was somebody that I know, and that's where the aggressiveness came from.
But is it true?
That's why I'm here.
I think this is not helpful because this happened a week and a half ago, when in fact this drama, if we're going to talk about context, started in January. And I think while I really appreciate you being here, I truly believe you're a guy who cares for his family. I do believe you feel you're on the back foot here, and you feel like your livelihood is under attack. I understand the hurt all around that.
Appreciate it.
But there is a lot more context to what you guys are talking about, which is that phone call that happened a week and a half ago. And if it's okay with you, because I don't want there to be any confusion moving forward, I'd like to start from the very beginning and just get to the God honest truth. Because if we don't do this in a systematic way of when it started and how did we end up here.
The start with when I was notified of the Reddit group?
No.
Where do you want to start?
No.
The start with the Trash Tuesday podcast.
Okay.
Because, I mean,
but here's where it gets conflicted is those are almost 2 separate things.
It certainly didn't feel that way.
And I understand that, and I respect you, and we can talk about this so we get to the end of it. When it goes to the Reddit group, that's where that call came from, and then this stuff that we're talking about with Trash Tuesday, and if I had a time machine and I could go back, I would have called. The reason we're here is because I didn't handle this well. And I'll say this right now, and I'll get back to that Trash Tuesday stuff. Let's say, and I'm not saying this in any facet, I truly believe neither of you have anything to do with this Reddit group. Maybe someone on your team had, or
No.
Hold on, I'm just telling from my
Okay,
perspective.
okay.
Yeah, and you can too.
Because
You
my
can
team
too.
is here, and I.
And that's fine.
this is everybody in
This
there.
is my family.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to me saying you're not responsible, but your team is, you're coming for my family. I've been with these guys for 8 years.
I'm with you, Clyde. I'm with you, and I would love for you guys to explain it. And that is why I'm here. And that is why I'm here.
Okay, but
And that's why I'm here. So,
wait.
go ahead.
Okay, so let's you have your own timeline in your head of how this went down, and I have my own timeline. And while I want to believe those two things are separate, the timing is very suspicious to me.
But it's. I also could I just interject real quick? All right. They're not separate to me because during the conversation, right, when you guys called me, you and Brian, right, the Trash Tuesday thing did come up in that.
Because why did it come? You and I talked about that stuff before all this, though, Bobby.
I don't want to get into the weeds. Can I just present a timeline? So I don't want there to be confusion. If we're really here to talk about the truth, I'd like the opportunity to just start from the beginning.
Please do.
And
whatever you guys want to do.
if at any point you feel what I'm saying is truly unfair and unjustified, you can interject and say, Kalila, let me clarify on that. But I have written it down. This is something that has taken so much of my mental space and clarity, and I don't want to live like this,
Me
Brendan.
neither. And I know you don't. And again, if I can go back and finish this thought, is when if I had a time machine, could go back, I would have called you directly.
Thank you for saying that.
Because you and I don't know each other well at all.
Any
facet. And when I came to you, and I'll tell you this right now, anybody out there, if you're going to go at Kalila, you better be ready to go. You are not to be underestimated. You're very fucking smart. And dude, and I told you this when we talked.
Yeah.
I said, you should be a lawyer. Yeah, as good as you are on podcast, you should be a goddamn lawyer. That being said, if I could redo it, I would have called you direct, and this would have been solved so easily. Also, with the other information I had, I don't want to get in the weeds. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. With other information I had from a person we all know in here, I don't know him that well, and I don't know you that well. And that information coming at me at the same time that the Trash Tuesday and all this stuff coming, it was like this perfect whirlwind.
Right.
But if I would have talked to you before and you gave me the context, I went, that makes so much sense.
Right. We'll get to that
doesn't
part where that information is then weaponized against me to people like Rogan and Whitney and Schultz and people that are very influential in the podcast space. And the
which wasn't fair to you,
the character assassination that took place, that I think you underestimated how much information was actually going to get back to me from these people. But again, I really just want to take just 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
Yep.
To offer a timeline. And if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. I just really just want to have a moment of fucking clarity in all of this. I also want to add that in therapy, in every session, I hear a part of you is not the total of you. And I do believe you're a great father who loves his family, and you have regular human feelings that get triggered. You have fears, you have all of these things. So I do offer empathy in that way. I wish I was funnier and I could offer levity, but I just don't. I feel like shit about it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So here's what I have. And hearsay and rumors are super damaging, and I just want to put that all to rest.
Please do.
Even this, Brendan, I would have loved to do privately.
Me?
Okay?
100%.
Right? When we showed up to H3 podcast.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah. It hurt mine as well.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there. So when I showed up to H3 podcast, this wasn't even in our world. It wasn't in our view, our mind. You know what I mean?
And I don't know him, and I have no ill will towards
Right.
I don't know him, but from my understanding, from talking to mutual friends of ours, that's what he does, right?
Yeah, but we had done the podcast.
Drama
but we had done that podcast many times before. He's done ours, him and his wife, Hila, and
They're lovely.
They're lovely, and
I don't know.
as people, they're lovely.
I don't know them.
It wasn't in our, and even on the drive back from there, we were in a state of shock because, I'm not one to, air my dirty laundry on air. Okay. And it was a private matter. And once he brought it up, there was just no way to get out of it. I tried, I was a thinking machine. I mean, it was just like spinning, right?
In honesty, I didn't try that hard.
Yeah.
I was willing to.
And
I'll tell you why.
And I believe you guys. And the same thing with Schultz when he goes, "Hey, I want to bring up the hate." I didn't know he's going to bring up this so particular issue with us.
Yeah.
And I said nothing but complimentary things. I wanted to move on, which we did. You know.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
get to that too.
So, just one last thing is that, so, you know, we said things that I was going to die to the grave with. You know, my relationship with H3 is my own private matter. You know what I mean?
I didn't see it, but I heard completely that you guys were caught off guard.
And also, you know, I'm just responding to the things that I've read online saying that why did you do it in the first place? And you have to understand that I had done it before, and it was never like that. I mean, they had done ours, and
I'd like to defend Ethan and Eli
You can.
here and say
I love
that, you know,
But who's
they
attacking them?
They asked the question, and I don't know about you. Maybe that's how you felt. I don't want to invalidate your feelings on it, but I was okay to talk about it.
I know
and I'll
you
get
were.
to why I was okay to talk
Okay.
about it. All right. Are we sure we have 10 minutes of undivided attention?
All right,
Yeah.
timeline start.
Timeline. Like we're gonna do a song.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's this month? And then let's do it.
You'll come with me.
Yeah, I will go with you.
1 week or a week and a half or something. Let's do
That's too long.
A
a week.
time is
A
not
week.
long enough.
1 week then. 1 week. 1 week.
5 days.
Okay, 5 days.
Wait, Tommy, you're going all the way
Not
there for
including
5
travel.
days? You
5
lose,
standard
but you
days.
lose 2 days going there.
Are you
lose
nervous?
a whole day.
Is there a little bit of?
I think I'm nervous about like day 3. I'm gonna be like, all right, we went to the toy store like again. I don't want to go to the toy store.
Are you uncomfortable? Are you nervous about like how uncomfortable you might be though, having to face your kind of culture and identity? You know, I think there's a little bit of a fear there in your eyes that I see.
Yeah, I have shame.
Shame?
Yeah, I have shame that I'm not Korean enough.
You feel that?
Yeah, I feel like like I said, I grew up in such a white area that I tried to be as white as I could. And it's only when I came to LA where I was like, oh, there are more Koreans here. And then I started to try to acclimate myself. But maybe it was too late to develop that.
Can you relate to that, Gil?
A little bit, yeah.
Like when you go back to the Philippines?
No, I don't know. I felt comfortable there.
The Philippines is a little different.
Different. I think it's
Yeah,
different.
But I
in
think
Korea.
it's uncomfortable for the first few days, but when you break through that, you're like, okay, now I've arrived. Because that feeling kind of comes. And
You, not me. I look weird. I'm not saying that I'm ugly, all right? I like the way I look. I wouldn't change anything about me.
Yeah.
I really do. When I look in the mirror, I go, yeah, that's it.
There's Koreans that look like you there. I saw 4 Bobby Lees out there last trip.
He's not
I
going to like
I
that. That's not a
swear.
selling point.
Now, but
Yeah, he's not gonna like
He's
that.
not
He
gonna
wants
like
to.
that at
He
all.
wants to be one of a kind.
they don't dress like that though.
They don't dress like that, but I did see 4 Ajishis that look like. I swear. Like if I threw a beanie on them, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy.
No, but it would look awkward on them though.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I hold it well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could. It just looks like you.
Yeah.
No, but no. To be honest though, when I first went to Korea, or started living there, I did kind of have like a sort of like identity crisis, like cultural shock
Yeah,
type
same,
thing.
same.
Yeah. I mean, and also it's like because I couldn't speak the language very well, I didn't know the culture very well, so everybody kind of teased me about that. But then once I learned it, and just kind of learned like the history of Korea, like why our parents came over here for opportunity, and you know, I feel like you're a very good example of what being Korean is. You know, to be honest, like
How long did it take you to finally feel like, okay, like
to be honest, like that, like yo, like I know I was always proud to be Korean, but like just to figure out or to find out how much the country went through and our people went through, our parents went through, grandparents went through for us to just be able to even fuck around and talk and make a living off this and not worrying about like dying or like starving.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me, like to see how long we've come in just like 100 years. So that makes me like super proud, you know?
Yeah.
Let me ask you. You said people are teasing you in Korea,
Yeah.
right? But like, if people are teasing me out there, I don't know how offended I would be because I think as an American, when I first went there, I felt kind of like superior in a way. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I'm just saying. I'm just being completely honest.
Yeah.
What is this
Yeah.
look? What is this
Side lip, the side lip.
I'm just saying there was like kind of a superiority complex that I was like, okay.
Well, a lot of Filipinos feel that way too, going back to the Philippines.
Well, I think it's because
and that changed obviously.
like
Yeah.
being in the U.S., you feel like there's like this. You're kind of brainwashed to feel like it's like the U.S. is the shit and everything here is better than everywhere else, and then you feel hella entitled when you go.
right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Like,
world has gone so much more global now. I guess. Like
I feel like
you know,
you like when you just grow up here and only know here and don't experience other cultures, you're just ignorant to like other cultures and how good things are there.
Yeah, come with us, Bobby.
I will. I realize why I don't want to go,
Why?
and this is the truth.
Okay, be honest. Yeah.
My comedy is wild for here.
Yeah.
I wonder what, like, even me farting here twice, they hated it. She's covered her mouth. I mean, they're frightened out of their wits. They're on their phone, like, I don't know where we are. You know? That's my point. It's like, so what I'm saying is I think I'm way too much for that.
Yeah. But
They don't understand it.
Are you afraid of not being funny there?
Yes.
Are people not laughing?
Oh, that's
my
that's
thing.
What it is.
Right? I don't know how to be funny in Korea, dude.
no, but I think like even though you can't speak Korean,
Yeah.
you know enough Korean to be funny in Korean. I feel like you.
No, there's no way. I know 6, 7 words.
Try your best Korean
Wait,
joke
do
right now.
fart jokes work in Korea?
I mean,
Like if I was on pee sick and I was like and I farted, like would that?
they would be like, "What the fuck?" But it would
be shocking.
It would be shocking, yeah.
It would be shocking.
But like in America, I've gotten completely naked and
On
did
stage.
jokes
On stage.
on stage in front of a packed white room.
Well,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't.
If I did that there, they would put me in cuffs.
Yeah.
yeah, you would get arrested.
And I'd be in North Korea.
Yeah, so
They would ship me to North Korea, dude.
yeah, you can't do drugs.
Yeah.
No drugs.
No,
Not drugs,
Not drugs.
naked.
Just get naked.
I think.
If I walked through, hey, look at my gochu, and gochu manjo, you know what I mean? They would be like, get cut at the cops.
Wait, why? I don't understand.
Well,
like,
you
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, first of all, you'd get arrested here too for that.
Yeah,
be
you get
honest.
arrested.
No. Dude, I showed the inside of my butthole, the hole, open in front of 5,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
I got fined $10,000.
Wow.
Right? But I did it.
Was it like it was worth every
It was worth every dollar. Right?
Hey.
And then they were like, you can't do that. So I made a loophole. If you come up on stage and you say a word, I'll do it. It's like sometimes it was like, Columbine. That was one of the words.
Of course.
So they're on the stage, they go, Columbine. I would show my butthole to the person on stage. But I can't do that in Korea. Yeah, it would be bad.
Yeah, but why would you?
Do you want to do that?
wanna do
I want
that?
to do, here's what.
Do you want to?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. All these social rules that people fucking have laid down, they're just somebody else's fucking ethics and value system, right? What I'm saying is that I want to be purely free, dude.
I agree, and I think that's something special about
See
you.
this?
Yeah.
These are wings.
Okay.
And I want to fly, dude.
Why are they, it's crooked, but
I know. I'm going in a circle. Flying in a circle, dude.
Well, like comedy is your biggest muscle, and you can't flex it over there. That's your biggest fear.
That's what it is.
Well, but
exactly.
But that's the thing. It's like if you haven't tried, you don't know yet. So
oh, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
But here,
so try it out, get banned, and then
Yeah.
but Jay,
yeah.
you don't think that we have algorithms and we know where my podcast, where it does well?
Yeah.
Australia, we're going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it there.
Yeah.
London,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it there.
Yeah.
We look at the algorithms in Korea.
Yeah.
Nada.
Is there any percentage in Korea?
Maybe 3 guys. Those 3 guys you were talking about that look like me.
It's like me and like one of my friends.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
P-Sick
not.
and Danny Cho.
It's just too. It's too. I'm not saying evolved. It's just too much.
You'd be surprised. I went there a few months ago. A lot of people tune into Tiger Belly. I swear to you. I swear.
You swear.
I swear.
On Hananim.
If you booked a venue and probably did a live podcast
Yeah.
for maybe
How many people?
1,000 people, I think you could pack it.
There's no way.
You want to bet 1,000 people? I swear to you.
I believe you.
I promise you. There's comedy shows Danny does.
Not in English.
Not in English, but in Korean. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who speak English in Korea too. Tons.
Maybe at the military base.
No. Outside of it too.
Okay.
There's a lot of foreigners there now.
There's a
Really?
lot.
Yeah, because it's right now everything is flourishing. So like every single industry is for like fashion, culinary, entertainment, like nightlife, like food and beverage. Like everything is crazy out there.
But you're right though,
Yeah.
because if you watch a movie like Old Boy,
Yeah,
you couldn't make that movie here.
yeah.
It's so crazy.
Right.
A lot of their movies are so crazy. I watch it and go, whoa. They're really like, I mean, they show a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
It's very creative. And
Yeah,
that's-
creative,
and
yeah.
and that's why it's like they don't have that. Like they didn't have a bazillion dollars to make a huge budget movie. So it's like they had to work with what they had. I feel like that's what Koreans are really good at. We're making the best outcome out of what we have, our circumstances. I feel like we're hella good at that.
Well, yeah, you are.
Yeah. Oh, to everybody.
Because when I did the Wonder Girls video,
Yeah.
there was no breaks.
Yeah.
I worked for 16 hours.
Work ethic.
They don't care about
and then,
SAG.
and then the food was this gigantic pot of boiling. There I am. There I am.
He's right there.
It works.
Hey,
Korea,
Wonder
right
Girls,
there.
You
Wonder
having
Girls.
no facial hair is crazy.
It's weird. Yeah.
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 So they just casted you just to dance around in there?
Well, because he's probably like the
No,
only
JYP was a
Asian guy
fan.
in the-
Yeah, JYP knew I was on Mad TV here.
Yeah, he was a fan,
He was like,
yeah.
come on out. And he gave me so much money.
He gave you a lot, paid you a lot to be in it.
Well, I go, well, how many days of work? 1 day of work. And he goes, I'll fly you and your friend. I brought my brother, first class. They put us at the W.
Oh, wow.
Is that still there?
Of course.
Yeah. Beautiful at the time.
Yeah.
And then I worked all day though. And my brother was even, when he was watching me work, he was going, I'm sorry. Because there's no breaks.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly out there.
You just dance.
Yeah. It's insane. I think they know the SAG rules or something are different.
They don't
Way
care about
different.
That, yeah.
But I think that's how like the industry and like it came up so fast, and now like we're running shit
Because
basically.
while everyone else was making regulations, Korea was like, no, we're just gonna work through it.
I have some other questions to ask you. Well, you do a Korean accent.
Korean accent.
Yeah.
Ooh, the funny
can
thing
you
is,
do any? I've never heard you an English Korean
I
accent.
can't. I don't think I could even do it. I'd have to call my mom and be like, "Mom, speaking to the phone." Like,
Yeah, you do one.
oh, baby. Oh, wait, why does it have to be? Oh, like,
Just came out. It's,
Dude, everyone listening, watch Gnarly.
Dude, it is like my fucking baby. I fucking love it so much. And I got the whole Jackass gang together for the first time in years. It was the first time we all appeared on camera together in years. Frankly, since Ryan Dunn died, we had not ever been together on camera until this. And what they did when we all got together was so special, and it was completely inspired by you and your buddy Mike Campow.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Remember
Yeah.
you said, I got this photographer.
Mike Campo, yeah.
You said, I got this photographer. The guy's fucking incredible. He wants to shoot a photo of you. Right? He wants to
Yeah.
The photo was...
I had something to do with I'm the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I remember.
And you were there.
I'm the guy.
We shot photos together.
Yeah.
We shot photos.
That's right. That guy's the best.
You and me together.
Yeah.
You came over to my apartment building.
Yeah.
This guy had a vision. The vision was, I'm going to make an image of Steve-O duct taped to a wall.
That's right.
And so I was like, oh, all right, sounds cool. Like, let's fucking do it. And I'm thinking we're going to duct tape me to a wall because, oh, no. All you have to do is just put a few strips just to get the idea of it. I'll Photoshop the rest. Yeah. And that kind of goes against everything I studied.
Yeah.
I'm like, I went along with it.
Yeah.
You know, and the image came out. It was
So great. I remember it.
completely incredible image.
Yeah.
But it was nagging at me for the longest time. It was fucking bothering me. I'm like, hear this. And it performed really well with all the likes on social media, but I knew in my heart that shit's fucking fake.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking fake. And so when I started with my YouTube channel, I said, you know what, one of my videos, I said, for one of my YouTube videos, I'm gonna make amends to my audience for showing them some fake shit.
Yeah.
And so it was an old video, and we duct taped me to a wall. I stood on stools and they duct taped me until they pulled away the stools and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And I was defenseless. And everybody shot fireworks at me. Like while I was duct taped to a wall.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
But as I was up there, I thought, man, how fucking cool would it be? I'm here, I can't get down. I'm powerless, I'm defenseless. How cool would it be if they just fucking left me here? If you get it, all of a sudden it was a time lapse. You see the sun go down, the sun come up, and I'm still there. But the thing was that I had to come down because I was going to go speak at a meeting.
Yeah.
I gotta go carry the message of sobriety. I gotta go. So I had to come down, and so now it was still bothering me. It was still bothering me that here this great thing duct taped to a wall, and it wasn't like, you know, I was like, man, I'm defenseless.
Let it go.
I was like, man,
let it go.
So I was like, this idea still hasn't been done like to its potential. So I got all the Jackass guys to duct tape me to a fucking billboard truck. You know those ones?
From weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I know, but that was a different one.
Oh.
That was a different. This was on a truck, the kind of truck that drives around Las Vegas promoting all the shows.
Yeah.
I got a fucking billboard truck.
Wow.
Yeah. They duct taped me to the side of the fucking truck.
Yeah.
They're hitting baseballs at me like dangerous fucking brain damage style fucking, and it's just like, and then in this beautiful symbolic way, like Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, all the guys, all of them together, and they tape me to this fucking billboard truck and hit the baseballs, and then they just like, they send me off, and my buddy Preston drives the truck down the fucking highway with me taped to the side of it.
Yeah.
And this was for this.
You're not scared?
It's so symbolic.
Are you scared?
I was.
You're on the freeway.
I was on the freeway, yeah. And
You don't be scared?
underneath the tape, we had straps that were.
Oh,
that were
okay,
solid.
okay.
But it was so symbolic because here's the this is my roots, the Jackass guys, and like they were a little bit like, oh, Steve was with his stand up, but now they accepted it, and it was like they're here to like film this opening sequence for my special,
Yeah.
and symbolically send me off down the highway to go to the theater, that's the opening sequence.
wow.
And I taped the fucking thing in Denver, so you see this truck with me taped to it go through the desert, fucking past Vegas, fucking in the mountains with the fucking snow. Like all the way to the theater in Denver.
Yeah.
And that's where I taped the special, and all the guys fucking intermittently came out on stage to do humongous stunts live before the audience.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
peppered in throughout this act.
Wow.
And the act has all the footage edited into it on top of that, so it's just multimedia from start to finish.
Oh wow.
And it's my baby, dude. I spent over $250,000 just producing the fucking thing.
Wow.
With all the different shoots. That's not including hospital bills. With the fucking 15% of my body had skin grafts on it from the final scene where we blew up my living room with me in it. Third degree burns all over 15% of my body.
Jesus Christ.
And that's not including fines and with the crimes.
The crime.
Yeah.
Not including legal, with the whatever. And then and this was the most heartbreaking fucking thing, because to your point about how I am a crossover, despite having done the work and despite how much it improved like my performing by studying it, and by the time I taped this special, I was bona fide ready to tape this special. This one was not a misfire, and it had the whole Jackass gang, and it was completely original and everything but the footage that I cut into it was so explicit that ruled out any kind of Comedy Central. The only place this could have lived would be Netflix or Showtime or HBO. I had a lot of dick, a lot of drugs, like a lot of crime, and a lot of grievous bodily harm.
Yeah.
And so it was limited in where it could go, but those places that could have showed it, they took issue with what you were talking about. They were like, oh, no, we can't get in the business of Steve-O doing stand-up comedy because he's a crossover. So I fucking spent over $250,000 producing that thing, and then I couldn't sell it to Netflix. They fucking passed on it. I'm like, what? I felt like Dr. Dre sitting on The Chronic, right? Dr. Dre said he went to fucking every record label with The Chronic, and every record label rejected it. And I believe that's why he started Aftermath. He said, fuck you, and fucking look at him now.
Yeah.
And so I was heartbroken. I was devastated. Netflix fucking passed on my baby, and I thought it was a fucking masterpiece. And then, the first thing I did was like, oh, okay, all right. I fucking, I doubled down, and I started shooting everything for my next hour, where now I'm bringing the footage on the road with me. So now when you see my tour, you're going into a multimedia live show, and there's no more fucking memory lane. I'm not telling old stories. Like, I'm talking about, it's the bucket list show. Now I'm knocking out the fucking heaviest stunt that just for very good reason never happened.
All right, let me ask you something. Do you think, because that infuriates me, all right? It infuriates me.
It broke my heart.
It breaks my heart.
To get my special passed on broke my heart. In hindsight,
Yeah.
is the fucking best thing that ever happened to me because
I want to let you know, Steve, is that I'll just say it. I was pitching a show at Netflix with Joe Coy, and Howie Mandel is with us because he's producing the thing that Joe Coy and I. And Howie's like, these two are very good stand-ups, and the executives in the room looked at me and they go, "You do stand-up?" To me, and this is 7-8 months ago. Okay, my heart cracked into my body, and it melted into my fucking soul. Right. My point is that don't take it personally, right, that they passed on it.
Well, I mean, of course, I take it personally.
I know,
Like,
it's hard
and
not to.
they even the guy who's in charge of buying